Hi friends, welcome to GK Tech channel. In today's class, we are going to discuss regarding objects in Java. So how to create an object, what is an object, what is the purpose of creating an object, we are going to discuss in this class. Along with the object, we need to know what is a method and what is the method signature, how we can declare inside a class. Okay, first things first. First you have to be clear with what is a class and what is an object. So in previous videos we already discussed the relation between class and the object. Again I am going to discuss little bit regarding class and object, and then we will go through the object creation. So object is an instance of a class. Suppose if you take a real world entity car as a class, we can take a car as a class. There are different brands for car, Ford, Bench, like that. There are different brands. Each brand will produce different kind of car. So we can call that car as an object. So car is a class, Ford car is an object. Similarly, if there is a class, we can create n number of objects for those classes. So each object will have some name. So each object will have some name. Okay. Why we need to create an object? So first thing you have to understand is, without creating an object you cannot access instance variables and instance methods. We are going to see what is instance variable and instance methods in the later section, but right now you just understand, without creating an object we cannot access some set of variables and methods. Because of that we are going to create an object. Now we are going to see how to create the object with a simple program. First you need to understand, I am just creating the object demo as a class. My class name is object demo. So class name always starts with a capital letter. So I created object demo. Inside that I want to create object for object demo. So how I can create? This is the syntax. What is the syntax? Class name, you need to provide the class name space object name. Every object will have a name. That's what we already discussed. Object name equal to new class name. This is the syntax for creating an object. So here you need to understand, class name is exactly whatever object you want to create for a class, that class name should match with this class name. And object name is whatever name you want to give it to your object, you can give it. It should be meaningful as per the standard. Meaningful in the sense, suppose you are creating for car, your Ford car, then we need to give Ford car. So we should not give simply A, B, something like that. If you are working in a real-time application, you need to provide proper name to this. Okay, this object name is completely yours. Like whatever name you want to give, you can give. Okay. And next, this is the declaration. Actually we are declaring this particular object with new class name. Class name is the same name whatever you given here and we are giving here. Okay, both should be same. And new is an operator which is used to create a new object. Okay, whenever you say new, it will create a new object. Okay, so this way we can create a object inside Java. So now I am going to create an object for object demo. Object demo, my object is the object name of my object. Okay, so new object demo. Okay, so now I created an object. So previously we discussed some set of variables and methods we cannot able to access without creating an object. Suppose we know about regarding variables, right? So I am just declaring some variable here, int my variable. Okay, I am just declaring it. So we didn't declare any method right now, we just declared a variable. Suppose if I want to provide some value to this we cannot directly provide value to this without creating an object. That's what we are going to see as a demo. If you try to initialize a value without creating an object, what's the error we are going to get? Okay, here I'm trying to access I'm going to print it. Let's see if I'm going to print, then what will happen. My variable value is, I'm going to print the my variable directly here, so definitely you will get a error. So I'm going to save my class. So my class name is object demo. It should be same whatever you given in the program. Okay, .java, which .java extension we are going to save. Once we saved the Java program, then we need to compile. So how we can compile? So in previous videos we already discussed how to compile a Java program. So I need to open my command prompt. So that command prompt, we need to point to particular folder where we saved our .java file. So here only object demo.java I stored here, so we can discuss regarding javac. See, javac is a command which is used to compile a program. My class name is object demo.java. So once it's compiled successfully, then it will generate a .class file here. So if you see here, we have a .class file. Right, now we are going to execute it. Object demo. See, main method is not static in class object demo. Please define a main method as public static. So whenever you want to execute a method, so your main method should be a static. So what is static? What is instance? That we are going to discuss later. Okay. Now again I am compiling. So okay. See, once we declared that as a static, non-static variable, my variable, cannot be referenced from a static constraint. Previously we didn't give it static, that's why it's compiled successfully. But while running we got a problem. Now we use static, we are trying to use the non-static variable inside this particular main method. Then we got exception like non-static variable cannot be referenced from a static constant. So how you can access your my variable? For that only we are going to create a object. Now we created an object, right? So what I am trying to do is I will try to access this variable using my object. My object. How we can access a variable using object? Your object name dot your variable name. So dot is an operator which is used to refer your instance variable or method, whatever it is. Even method also you can call like this only. So now I should not get any compilation error. See, now I didn't get any compilation error. I am trying to execute. See, my variable value is 0. We didn't assign any value, so that by default for integer value is 0. Now I am trying to assign some value before printing it. How we can assign value? My object dot my variable, and similarly how you are printing, similarly you can assign value equal to some 10. I am giving 10 value to my variable using my object. So now again I will compile and I will execute it. It has to print 10 instead of 0. Okay. So now my variable value is 10. See, understand the situation here. If we didn't create an object, my object, you cannot able to access that my variable. Why? Because my variable is an instance variable. Instance variable in the sense, in front of that variable there is no static keyword like main method. So for now you didn't understand what is static, what is instance. Forget about it. You just remember, if you want to access a variable or a method, you have to create an object. That is the purpose of the object. Okay. If you want to access any variable or method inside others class, you want to access it, means you need to create object. You can create your object, I can create my object for the same class. Okay. So now I am going to show you how to write a method. First, what is the purpose of the method? See, method is, if you want to perform some operation, if you want to apply some logic, you need to write inside a method. Suppose I want to add two variables. So I want to add two variables means two values, two integer values I want to add. Then you need to write a method. That method, what it has to do is, it has to add those two integers and it has to return a value. Then we can call that particular method with some name. Like I can call that as add method. So add method will do, it will take two parameters and it will add it and it will return back. So it has to take, method has to be able to take the variables, and even without taking any variables also it can do something, and it can return a value, it cannot return a value. So method has a syntax we need to follow, like public. Public is an access modifier. We generally use it for class and methods and variables as well. Okay. So for now you don't need to worry about it. You can just remember this is an access modifier. Okay. Public and return type. If your method returning something, then you need to provide the data type of that particular. If your method is returning integer, then you need to provide int. If your method not returning anything, then you need to provide void. If your method is not going to return anything, then you have to provide void. So public is an access modifier, void is a return type. Next, your method name. Here my method name is add. Okay, I am going to add. So if you have any parameters, then you need to declare those parameters int a comma int b. So I am taking two variables, two integers. I want to add those two integers. It will be like this. Main is also method only, but only thing is main is predefined one and it is a static one. So if you didn't use any static here, then we can call that particular method as an instance method. We cannot access them directly. So we need to create an object and then we can access it. How we are able to access a variable? Similar way we can access an instance method also. So here you can call this entire part as a method signature. You can call this entire part as a method signature. Method signature contains access modifier, return type, method name and parameters. These are the parameters. If you have multiple parameters, you need to separate them with comma. So each parameter should have a data type and the variable name. So you know what is data type and variables, we already discussed. If you don't know, please visit that video and just go through it. Then you will easily understand what we are writing here. Okay. Inside this method I want to do some operation. What is that operation? Adding two numbers. So I am going to add a plus b. Okay. I am going to print it here itself. I am not returning anything. In next method we will see how to return a value. Okay. Plus b. Inside add method, sum of a and b is, I am just printing the sum of two numbers. Okay. So now I am going to save this program once again. So whenever you did some changes to your program, you need to compile it. Otherwise you cannot able to see those changes as part of your execution. So whenever you have a change in your Java program, you need to compile it and dot class file will be created again. Then you have to execute it, then it will work. Okay, now here I am ready with my method. How to call this method? Similar to my object dot your method name. What is your method name? Add. So here our method name is add. So I need to pass 1 comma 2. So two integers we have to pass. So once you declared int a and int b, you need to pass only integers. If you try to pass something other, you will get a compilation error. Okay, I am passing two numbers 1 comma 2. So finally I need to get this print statement with value 3, right? Now I am saving it. I am going to compile. Compiling. Without compilation you won't get those changes. I am executing now. See now. So how it is printing? See, if you didn't given anything, a plus b means it is taking as a string concatenation. So that's why we need to give like this. Okay. So previously we didn't given this brackets. So it is taking it as a string. Then how it is doing? 1 plus 2. 1, 2. It is printing like a string. So now we are passing, we are giving the brackets. This is what we have to understand. Okay. Now see what will come. See, now it's coming. See, with simple brackets, it is treating it as a different one. Okay. So as a result, you need to concatenate with the string. Instead of that, you concatenated. Plus is a concatenation operator. Okay. You concatenated with a and then you concatenated with b. So then for this text, first a is adding. So they are adding a, means a is 1. Then we are adding b. Then it will be 2. That's why it is printing 1, 2. Instead of that, you just keep the braces like this. Then it will do the logical operation here. After then, it will do the sum here. After then, it will concatenate with this particular string. Okay. Don't worry if you got anything wrong like this. So simply you need to add a brace. So then only it will treat it as a entered string as a one unit and it will append with the existing string. Otherwise it will append it individually so that you will get 1, 2. Okay. So now we are getting correctly, right? Previously we are getting 1, 2 because of we are not providing any braces. So these are small things you will never come across until you try. Okay. So now we are able to execute this particular method. Suppose my method want to return something, then how we can do? Instead of printing there, I want to return something. So how we can return? So I'm going to change my method name like multiply. Okay, I'm going to multiply it. Return. Here return is a keyword. Return is a keyword which is used to return something to the caller. So whoever calling that particular method, if you pass 1, 2 and it will return back the result. So you need to hold it inside a variable and then you can use it. Okay. Here return is a keyword which is used to return a value from a method. So here I am going to do multiplication. See, this star represents multiplication in Java. Okay. Not only in Java, in any other programming language. Okay. So my method is returning some integer. So two ints I am passing, I am multiplying, definitely I will get integer only. I am not going to divide it. So definitely I will get integer only. So I am getting integer, so I need to provide the return type properly. Suppose if you keep void, you will get an error. Why? Because you are returning a integer, but you are saying you are not returning anything. That's why you will get an error. So let's see with the void what kind of error it will come. So you need to understand the errors also. So that whenever you got a compilation error, you can easily identify, you can easily correct it. So here I am going to call my method again. Now I am passing 2, 2. Okay. Instead of add, I am passing multiply.